My name is Don Lawler. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, and today we are tying something I call the Tahlequah Tiger. First, you start your thread base. What I did before I started putting my thread on here is I took the earplug and I measured on against the hook, and I made a mark to where I could see how far I need to come up with my feathers. It's kind of like tying a deceiver or a seducer pattern, except you're putting an earplug on the front. I got this inspiration for this fly. I was at a drugstore and I found these particular earplugs and then looked like a slider pattern, so I figured I'd go ahead and conjure one up. This is a size 4 hook. It's a mustad hook. It's 4X long, so you got plenty of room for the hook to clear the back edge of the popper. And this particular pattern I'm tying with a green tail and an orange body. And the reason I called it Tahlequah Tiger is when I first come up with this pattern, I kept thinking, you know, if I was a smallmouth, I'd just tear that up. And I figured Tahlequah was synonymous with smallmouth, so that's why I called it Tahlequah Tiger. You can tie this on a stainless steel hook if you want to try it for salt water. It's starting to take shape already, as you can tell. Make sure I got all my legs right here on there. There we go. And we're going to put a little extra fluff right behind where the head's going to go.
Damn nice crawfish, and then just put you some lead eyes and
you come forward a little bit.
But I'll generally tie that on a weedless bass hook.
And you get your hackle pliers. Start making a mess.
It's got a real nice look in the water.
And as you make your wraps, bring the fibers of the feathers back a little bit. I'll make it nice and bushy.
No problem.
It's bound to happen, but that's okay. You can always secure it with thread and keep trucking.
Probably slide around again when you're beginning to tie.
And come forward and start making a thread base.
I got another one I'm going to tie right quick, and it'll be a little bit later off.
Thread base is to give the popper body, the slider body, something to bear on when you apply the super glue. Whip stitch that little darling.
I've done the beads at the end. You dip them in the epoxy.
Yeah. I'll generally
At the end of it to hold the bead.
I just hit it with a little super glue.
Oh, I know.
Might take a second or two to dry.
Just hold. Sometimes I may just.
While that's doing that, next step, dubbing needle and your earplug. Going to have to heat it up because it's kind of hard to press it through the body. You got to make a hole for it to slide through.
The key when you're doing those eyes is that you don't want to have just a ball on the end. You want to have them tapered where
kind of have it off-centered.
Towards the back side. Whatever you want. Because if you've got any kind of
have it off, just a little bit off-center where it'll be floating like that when you have it on the thing there. Kind of work it back and forth, make sure you got that hole in there. The reason you do this is so you can open the hole up a little bit to slide the hook eye through. And you're going to mush the earplug head a little bit, but that's going to fluff back out, and that might take a minute for it to. As you can tell, it's already starting to take that shape there. Zap a gap.
Yes, 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 that's exactly what it is.
And put some stripes on it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a tiger. You can use a green metallic here because green and orange go pretty good together. Since it's green and orange, you might call it an Irish tiger. So.
Have you ever heard of old copper tape? Black tape? That's sticky on the inside.
Just put the stripes on at an angle.
She did a good job of it.
Yeah, she was telling me about that. It all depends on the size of chenille, and you got little chenille eggs. I guess put a little thread around it.
We're almost home, guys. Gotta let that dry for a minute. Little dome eyes. If you're gonna, when you fish this, I recommend at least a 7 or an 8 weight, just so you can get it out there. It is, it's got a lot of mass to it, so you're gonna need something to help send it out there. Make sure the eyes are pressed in there real good. It's gonna squeeze in. You gotta wait for it to puff back out before you go to the final step. You want to burn a hole in the side. And that is for the legs to pull through. And you come in this way. You're coming in at an angle. Just kind of give the legs kind of a splayed look. We'll come in through the front through this hole here.
Dad, am I going to look silly with 2 bags? We only took the small
Then you
bag.
come back
Dad, am I going to look silly
to
with
the
2
other
bags?
side.
And he goes, no. Well, I mean, like, looks like I got too much stuff.
Slip it through there. Pull it through.
Most of their stuff fit one small bag bison.
And we're just about there as soon as this thing finishes filling back out. And there you have Tahlequah Tiger in orange and green.
I gotta get some kind so I can get rid of my flies.
I'm Don Lawler. Tight lines and dry waders.